Greetings, beloved human family and co-creators. I am that I am, Gilles Mancillon. I send greetings and blessings. Welcome. I wanted to come today to speak of karma, which is what is karma? Karma is, as it was so beautifully expressed in the movie The Matrix. Karma is a word, just like love. This movie is very powerful, very in terms of revelation. We haven't yet really figured it all out yet, but in any event, karma is, so be careful the words you use, because in truth there is connection behind all words. The words that are used are usually are connected to energy, and so karma is a word, but it's also a path of evolution that we have chosen to experience. So the story, we have to start the story somewhere. So let us start at the beginning. At the beginning, you were soul. You were created as a divine, eternal soul and spirit by a sublime creator, and you were in perfect union with that creator, with your own soul groups and family. And forever you probably existed in that condition of perfect harmony, and one day God said, well, this is all fine and all fine, but I'm gonna need you to grow and evolve now. So you gotta leave the nest and go into the realm of the samsara in order to experience, choose some linear experience so that you may grow and evolve. So we say, well, since God, when you're on that level of consciousness, when God come and tell you something, you usually listen to it, and of course you there is no you wanna comply, you wanna fulfill that destiny, because you trust that all is. Because you know that all is created for the highest good of all, and so we incarnate, and as young soul at the beginning, we experience very gross and heavy things. We create a lot of bad karma. We do a lot of bad deeds. We make a lot of more or less darker things, and then eventually the karma, the life is mirroring to us. So the more dark things we do, the darker the more life will reflect on us. So eventually we turn towards the good, and slowly but surely we learn to avoid karma. And then we turn toward the good in order to liberate ourselves and return to the source of the source of all that is, and where we came from. So there is good and bad karma. For some people have very heavy karma, others have light karma. We all came down here to experience some karma, and to participate in the cleansing of the collective karma. A good way to clear up karma is to do good deed for others, to be benevolent, in order to balance and harmonize. For karma needs to be balanced and harmonized. Essentially, you want to accept the conditions of your life as it is, understanding that whatever condition, life on the earth is really hard. We all struggle very much. We all have a lot of difficulties. Sometimes we wonder what we did so wrong should be forced into incarnation here, but it's not. In fact, there is tremendous growth and potential that is happening, and so it is a great blessing, even if we don't see it now. The opportunity to be living on the earth is a great, wonderful experience, mostly right now, because it is a lifetime that has been given to us, so that we may escape the cycle of karma. There is all kinds of karma. There is some people that really like karma. They like celebrities or people that live a very easy life. And we all had those lives. We all have easy lives. Sometimes we have hard life. We explore all kinds of themes. We've all been through all those things, mostly the old soul. We've been experiencing thousands and thousands of expression. Of themes, and we depending on what we chose, but there is an aspect of karma that I'd like to discuss. Is the paradigm of victimization. Sometimes there is a soul when we're implicated in the beginning of those cycles. There is a soul that will hurt another, or murder, or torture, or rape, or whatever, and then. So you do some really, really nasty thing, and then you die, you end your incarnation, and then as souls you decide you're going to reincarnate in the opposite dimension, in the opposite frequency. So this time whoever was hurt will be the oppressor, and will and whoever was the oppressor will be the victim. And sometimes the souls don't get it, and they reincarnate for hundreds of lives just doing that and repeating this karma until one of them forgive. And as soon as one of them forgive the other, the karma is lifted, and the experience is no longer needs to be. In another hand, there is people that lived in deep poverty, that incarnate in very, very difficult situation, struggling with money. We don't say so much in the Western world, but even in the Western world. But usually, not always, but there is most of the time. This is souls have chosen those lessons because in past life they had a lot of money and power and they abused it, and so now they have chosen this experience of living completely in deprivation in order to burn a lot of karma. To eliminate, to burn a lot of karma, to eliminate it. Of course, we want to get rid of poverty on the planet Earth. There is no need for poverty. There is enough wealth for everybody. Just a matter of managing the resources better. And yet, there are many souls that choose to incarnate in poverty in order to experience that, in order to balance their karma. Whatever we do in one life, we have to balance it out the next. And because after we die, after we let go of this incarnation, we go through the karma, the board of review, and then we are being presented with all our experiencing. It happens like this, but we everything we've done, we experience the effect of all our action through the eyes of all those who have experienced us. So we see all the other side of the veil. And so there are instant karma, and there is delayed karma. As eternal being, there is no rush in paying any karma. But if I have to plant a nail on the wall, and I miss the nail and I hit my hand with the hammer, this is called instant karma. It's a mistake that I pay cash right away. But in most cases, there is the karma is delayed. You see, like there is some people that are doing horrible things and seem to have an easy life, and then go on and go on their merry way after they died. But in truth, they face themselves. The soul is never God who's judge. It is the soul and the higher spirits there are spirits that are here to assist in the balancing of karma. And so there is all kinds of different sort of karma. There is the karma of thoughts, there is the karma of words, there is the karma of the body, there is karma of blood, there is all kinds of different sort of karma. So you want to choose your word carefully. You want to think, you keep your thoughts light as much as possible, and you want to try to balance out your life in a way that make your life in a way that, if possible, do not hurt others. Sometimes we hurt others unintentionally, so it's not as bad as when we hurt others intentionally. But nevertheless, we do not want to hurt others. This is the golden rule: do no harm. This is the one law. As long as you do no harm to anyone, then you're pretty much free in the universe. In terms, your free will is sovereign. God has given you this right to live and to experience and to create anything. But whenever there is somebody who's being prejudiced by your action, then a karma is being created. But by putting your karma on, there is a way to put karma on hold as well, because as eternal being, we may say, well, I don't want to deal with that. I put it there and I will deal in a future life. Of course, some souls do that, and then some people consciously do that. But since this life is been given to us for full ascension, we want to be addressing this karma as soon as possible. If possible, to address all of our karma, because in order to achieve a full ascension, you have to have a balanced whole of your karma. In any event, I mentioned that we have a friend. I have a friend whose name, an ascended master, whose name Saint Germain, who's deeply involved with the continuation of this timeline in order to be geared towards a new age, and he cares very much for this planet and for the people here. And so at some point he came to realize that since we are working towards a collective ascension, that humanity could never achieve ascension if they had to balance out 100% of their karma. So he took an appointment with the board of karma and was received. It was a celestial board of higher spirit beings that administer the karma of humanity. And he asked for that so that if someone has 51% of his karma balance, he could ascend and achieve partial ascension. And so that was granted because the Earth is a very unusual place. So the karmic board has actually approved that. So if your life is mainly, once you can get your life mostly positive, then you can begin your ascension. Let's say if you worry 90% of the time, you're not necessarily ready for ascension. But if you only worry 1/3 of the time, then you can already stop worrying because you're already on your path to ascension. There's really no reason to worry, really, because if you know that whatever karma you experience is, no matter how hard life gets, if you call on the presence of your guides, of your angels, of God, you know that you can trust and that you are loved and protected, and you go through that, and then you reach the other side a lot quickly than if you struggle with anything. So this lifetime is really an opportunity for ascent for every consciousness, but then you still have to want it. It's not going to be forced upon anyone. Ascension is not like that. But the opportunity is for your consciousness to jump into the sphere of light, into lucidity. And one moment of lucidity is enough to deliver you forever, to discover the eternal life of God and Spirit and the interconnected matrix of the multiverse. The point is to return to your point of creation, where you were created, where you already exist and always have existed, or always existed as an eternal spirit and soul. And then you will begin to make, once you achieve that, you reconnect to your soul group, and from there you start your ascension towards the source of all that is. We always return to our point of origin more than we left it. It means that when we've been through temporal experience, we have acquired new forms, and so we have increased ourselves in so many ways. I'm beginning to remember. I've always, for a very long time, I've been remembering many past lives. I had thousands of past lives on this earth, but I thought I use an personal experience as an illustration of karma and the meaning of it. In a discrete way, it's not to be too personal, but right now I have more and more of those lives that are coming back to me. At the time, it was many years ago, I met a woman that I adored. I fell madly in love with her, and because she was pushing deep button within me, we had a deep soul connection. And at some point, I came to realize that we had thousands and thousands of years of life together. It was so deep, it kind of blew my mind. But the problem is, she was completely indifferent to me. There was two problems. Because first, I was a struggling artist, and she had a rich boyfriend, and then she was completely allergic to tobacco, and I was a heavy smoker, and I wasn't really willing to. So I tried to stop smoking for her, and I knew that if I could do that, the energy would align. I would make the money necessary to take her away and leave this thing, but in essence, she was just a catalyst for me to realize this deep soul connection that can be really hard to live with. But she was a catalyst to realize that I had to take care of myself, because if I didn't meet her, I would have never taken care of that. So it was very important. So as an anecdote, I came to realize that among all the many lives we had together, there was this one life where I was a very powerful, sovereign, very powerful person. I was living, I was ruling, and I was in a ruling position, and she was my wife, and I adored her. We were very happy together, but she couldn't have children, and so I kind of put her aside. I wanted absolutely to have an heir, a child from my own genetic, and so I took on another wife in order to have that. And so in this lifetime, she kind of like, I saw the table were reversed. She kind of like, she couldn't remember me because she had to, the dynamic relationship was reversed. She was the one in power, and she was the one who put me aside. So now I hope this karma is solved, is resolved and balanced, although we're not in contact anymore. I know that from a soul perspective, it all been healed and it's all been balanced, but there was a necessity to harmonize and balance karma. For karma is you cannot deny karma. It is the karma is those things that you cannot brush aside. It is something that you need to address, and so if you can do it with a smile as much as possible, and if you can breathe through it and accept it and understand it and care of yourself in the process, the more you care about yourself and you care about making things right, healing, the faster your karma will be lifted, and you can be free to enjoy the true freedom that is being gained when we are able to be free from all those restrictive energy that we have collected during our past lives. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I thank you for your presence, for sharing, for subscribing, for liking, for if you have any commenting, if you have any question, feel free to leave them in the comment box below or send me a message. I wish you a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you very soon. Namaste.